Peoria's police chief says they are making progress reducing violent crime. Good Monday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez. Sam Matheny is live in studio with the areas now showing significant change. Sam?
Good evening, Tyler. In a Facebook post, Police Chief Eric Echevarria outlined the areas showing progress in crime prevention, while also crediting his officers and the public for their contributions. New data from the Peoria Police Department shows a decline in violent crimes in the River City from January to July in 2024 when compared to the same time period in 2023. The data shows progress in at least 6 categories. Chief Echevarria says murders caused by shootings were down 14%, total murders dropped 36%. Shooting incidents were also down 25%, and shooting victims fell by 35%. Mayor Rita Ali says the department is focusing heavily on areas that see high violence.
June 18th, he started this violence reduction task force. It's made up of a sergeant and 8 officers. The data is saying this is where crimes are occurring, and that's where they're going.
The mayor says the department made 127 arrests and seized 29 weapons in less than 2 months of its existence. Chief Echevarria did not provide details on new departmental strategies, but he released a statement online saying, "As we pass the mid-year point of 2024, I am very proud of the work the men and women of the Peoria Police Department are doing to make Peoria safe. This year, nearly 500 tips have come into our department through Tip 411. Mayor Ali says police patrols have been more visible to the public, and not just when a crime happens. The city has invested more in police drones, vehicles, and other technology. She says there's always been tension between communities of color and police, but she believes the trust the residents have in police is increasing.
We're seeing more effectiveness, we're seeing more engagement, more involvement, and more cooperation.
If you see criminal activity, Chief Echevarria strongly encourages residents to submit an anonymous tip through the Peoria Police Department's app or by text.